All right, that works, that works. Okay. That's not right. Hold that thought. That's right, and that's right. All right, 1 second. All right, Muggsy's in the house. Way to go, Muggsy. Dean, Steve, Darren, B-Rad Daddy, S. Jim, Barb, what's going on? Slick Talk, Goes and It's, Brian, Patrick, June, good evening. Brian, good evening. All right. Let's get my drinks ready. Ready to roll, ready to roll. All right. Let's get started. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, good evening. Oh, Anj is here. Nini, what's going on? Brian, how there? Hello. Hey, hi, hello. Ricky Z, what's going on, Ricky Z? All black and then let's do this. Good evening, everyone. My name is James. This is Dividend Stock Talk, brought to you by the 10-Minute Trader, where I invest in dividend stocks for weekly cash flow, letting you see exactly what I'm doing. Ask whatever questions you want. I got a simple, safe strategy. I'm looking for 1% every single week. Not too much to ask for, I don't think. Jesus, Richard, Vale, what's going on? T-Bro, what's happening? Brian, what's going on? Tiny Coco, hello, what's cooking today? Not a whole heck of a lot. Okay, and Navaneet, okay. J. Lomas, good evening. Nika, good evening. Any specific topic today? Also, which channels, chats are you checking? Friday is coming soon, too. Yeah, tomorrow's Friday. So tomorrow, all the options are going to expire. So I got a lot of stuff that I got to get rid of this week. John, good evening. Who do we got over here? Oh, wow. Check this out. Navatine, good evening. Thomas, good evening. All right. Good evening, good evening, good evening. All righty. So let's keep on going. What do we have here? Oh, Enzo wants to take a look at Proctor and Gamble. Get the night started with a dividend king. Way to go. All right. Now, I love Proctor and Gamble. They've been in business for over 100 years. Let's see what they got going on. Well, here's the high. I got to change this. It's a little bit too congested. I can't see the whole thing. Okay, all right, there. Let's try this one more time. Shrink it. Uh-oh. That's not working. All right, that's better. Okay, so what do we have here? You have that there, this here. Give me a couple more seconds. Almost done. That's done. That's done. That's done. And that's done. And one more. There it is. All righty. So, sorry about that. Hey, get all the other cameras running. Got 7 cameras running tonight, which means we're broadcasting to over 10 different stations. Okay, fine. Let's take a look at Procter & Gamble. Now, Procter & Gamble's been around for over 100 years. Well, it's a dividend king. What that means specifically is it has increased its dividends every single year for 5 decades. 5 decades. Okay, well, the yield is not the greatest in the world, but that's not what we're looking for. What I'm looking for is a well-run company, one that is consistently profitable. Why? Well, because I want to buy a little chunk and I want to create weekly cash flow from it. Well, let's see if Procter & Gamble fits for this week. Michael, what's happening? Seattle Storm. Mimby, what's going on? All right, so we have the high, we got the low, we got the where it was a year ago, where it is today, or yesterday, because there's no trading today. But look at the motion. It's basically going sideways. That's what you could call it. You know, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Well, it's coming down at the moment to a degree in which it just does not look so hot. So let's zoom in and take a look at the last couple of weeks. Well, look at it. Whoops. Okay. 30 days ago, we were right here. That's the bottom. She shoots up. And what happens? You know, this is something that I fail to understand why people don't see it or acknowledge it. Okay, 30 days ago, we're at 158. She goes from 158 to 171. So 158 to 171 is 17 bucks. Is that right? 58, 68. Yeah, that's 10. Yeah. Okay. 13 bucks. So $13 on a 158. So that's just shy of 10%. So you got a 10% jump right here. So yeah, it's going to be profit taking. There's your profit taking. Now we're at 158. Not quite the time to jump in. Just wait a couple more days. Wait until it finds the bottom, turns around, goes back up. Because that's what stocks do. They go up to a point, they turn around, come back down again. And then they get to a point where they turn around, go back in. So I'm putting Procter & Gamble down for next week because that looks like she should be perfectly good for an opportunity next week. Procter & Gamble. That brings our count up for next week to about, I think, like 9. So we had 9 decent stocks for next week. Ooh, Microsoft. Let's do it. Let's do an Old Faithful to get it rolling. I'm not quite sure what that means, but alrighty then. Blade, what's happening? Chic, how you doing? Do I look at the S&P 500? No, I do not. Okay, sorry. The S&P 500 for me just doesn't work. For me. All right. Odin, how are you doing today? All right. Okay, so Boogeyman wants to take a look at Microsoft. Now, don't get me wrong. I do like Procter & Gamble. It's just not right yet. Okay, so give it another couple of days. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then maybe Procter & Gamble will be perfect. You get your 30-day bottom, 30-day top. You got your profit taking. Now, hypothetically speaking, in the next few days, this thing should turn around and go back up. Well, that's my favorite part. Okay, love Procter & Gamble. All right, anyway, next we have Microsoft. Boogeyman wants to take a look at MSFT. Now, I normally don't trade Microsoft. Microsoft is one of those companies that looks really nice. Let's get rid of that. Larry, how you doing? Tamiko, Tony, what's going on? Now, I love Microsoft, but it ain't happening. Look, here's your bottom here back in March. It did nothing but shoot up, 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 up. Well, no, I don't buy at the high of the year. There's no room for profit. Ben said, hello. I'm so faking cool. Cool beans. Alrighty. That being said, Mamu, how are you today? Classy Bear, what's going on? Hi, can you name a car for edit? First of all, your English is improper, so I'm not quite sure what you need a car for. I'll give you a name of a car, a Gaylord. Bet you don't know what one of those things are. Or an All Days and Onions. You probably don't know what kind of car that is either. But you got two right there, a Gaylord and an All Days and Onions. Okay, so Wally World is up next. Microsoft is going to be a no because I don't buy at the high of the year. It just doesn't make sense to me. Robert said, why not? What? Robert, what would be the point of buying it at the high? Because look at where it was. It was down here at 345. 345. And it jumped up to 480. Now, could it keep going? Yeah, it could. But you know what else is possible? Look at all that profit-taking potential. Yeah, I don't want no part of that. None whatsoever. I don't like putting myself in a situation that doesn't look too favorable. And that doesn't look too favorable. Oh, can you name a car? Yeah, all right. Buy high, sell low. Yep, that works perfect. Those are some old cars. Yes, they are. Sounds like posh salad. What is that? Okay, just new. Okay, I got it. You're new. All right, good evening. What are we doing over here? Why is that so small? There we go. That's much better. Slick, Jax, Lemon. Good evening. All right, so Microsoft is going to be a no. Wally World, WMT. What do we think of Wally World? Interesting. There you go. High, low, was, is. Look at the motion. Up, down, up, down. What's happening here? It looks like a perfect opportunity to jump in. Well, let's take a closer look. But before we do, let's check out the numbers and see, does it make sense? Because I want to make sure that I'm getting the profit that I'm looking for. Now, I'm only looking for 1% a week. All right, now 1% a week should be relatively easy. The current price is 95. The 95 is going for 140. That is 1.5%. Well, that works for me. Could you imagine 1.5% every single week? That's close to 80% per year, if you can get 1.5% every single week. KG, what's happening? Oh, KB, sorry. KB, what's happening? Pink Pimp, Cold Cut, Rollin' Money Mitch, what's going on? Sonic Rube, John, XOXO, hugs and kisses to you too. Lefty, what's happening? All right, we got square. Blast man. The money printer is going to burr. Assets are going to pump. Yep, probably. What do you think about Johnson & Johnson for the next week and a half? Okay, we'll take a look at that one. 170 balance go away if I uninstall Robinhood. No, because it's still in your account. Smart man, thank you. Well said. What are your preferred? Don't even start. Don't even start. How can you have two lives at once? Well, user 908525729990, whatever. I got 9 lives going at one time. 2 on TikTok, 3 on YouTube, 1 on Instagram, 1 on Zoom, 1 on Rumble, 1 on LinkedIn, and I believe Twitch also. So yeah, I got quite a bit. From Alexis, Memphis, Tennessee, what's happening? Could be A Post Galvez, good evening. Okay, do you support, what the hell is that thing? Chicken soup? No, I don't support chicken soup or vegetable soup. Alphabet soup, that's what it is. Walmart, hi. Huh? Whoa, John. Cuff time. I have no idea what that means. Hey, bro, check STZ for next week. Outstanding, Eric. Let's check it out. STZ. Now, I heard, could it be a coincidence or could it be just a rumor? I heard that Buffett jumped into STZ. All right, well, I'm going to say no to STZ only because she's been in a free fall for the past month. So I'll watch it. Okay? Think about it. If Warren Buffett bought some STZ, now this is just a rumor, I have not checked the facts. If somebody wants to check the facts, I'd greatly appreciate it. Put it in the chat so that we all know, did Warren Buffett actually buy some STZ? That's what someone said yesterday. Okay? Whether they did or not, it's a whole month of just going straight down. So I'll keep my eye on it. So as soon as it turns around, if the numbers make sense, because right now it's at 160, and the 160 is going for $3. That's just a little bit below 2%. Well, I like that one. DA David, I'm into RBLX. Does well even when economy is shit because kids are kids and spend mom's money. RBLX, huh? RBLX. Hell no. Now, I have no idea. Now, I'm not trying to give you any advice, brother, but take a look. Take a good look. The high, the low, where was it? Where is it? Okay, it was at 35 a year ago. Now it's at 102. That's a nice jump. Well, here's the question. Where's your profit? Where are you going to say, you know what? Let me get my profits, get the hell on out. Because guess what? It's going to get to a certain point. And people who bought down here at 50, okay, seeing that it's at 102, here at 50, that's the recent low. That's a little over 100% increase in, what is that, 3 months? Could it keep going up? Yeah, it could. Is it going to? I don't know. Well, I don't want to be around if it doesn't. Because think about it. Stocks go up. It gets to a point where it's going to turn around and come back down again. Do you want to be part of the coming down part? I don't know. I don't. What else we have here? Nah, I would target a percentage and see if you hit the targets weekly. Okay, David, that makes sense. Damn, that's nice. It is nice, David. But you're missing out on a lot of potential money, though. SRPT. What the heck is SRPT? Never heard of it. SRPT. Oh, man. That just doesn't look very good now, does it? Sarepta. Yeah. Wow. Let's go to Yahoo Finance and see what the hell is this thing? Because I've never seen anything like it. So what's the number? SRPT? Was that what it was? SRPT. SRPT. Never heard of it. So let's check and see how well they pay out their dividends. Oh, it's $20.77. And that's probably why I've never heard of it. There are no dividends in selected time period. Well, isn't this a dividend investing channel? Well, if it's a dividend investing channel, why are we looking at stocks that have no dividends? I'm kind of curious. DA, was it STZ? I have no idea. All I know is I heard a rumor that Buffett bought it. Okay, just a drone. Do me a favor, just a drone. Take a look at MSTY. Go over to, you know what? We're here. Let's do it right now, okay? Now, UWMC. Okay, Jay Seller, we'll take a look at that in a minute. It's probably going to be a no because I've never heard of it. All right, so just a drone wants to take a look at MSTY. I'd ask you why, but I know why. Because someone told you it's a good investment and you said, yeah, okay, without even looking at the numbers. Okay, so take a look. Okay, hold on. Hold the thought, okay? Here is MSTY's dividend history. So when I'm looking at consistency of profitability, well, there's only two ways to find out if the company's consistently profitable. Well, number one is I can read 20 years of annual reports and quarterly reports to find out. That's one way. Or two, go right to the dividends. So the dividend is a portion of the profits the company pays to you and me. So as the profits increase, so do the dividends, because it's a mathematical formula. We make this much money, we give this much to our investors. Makes sense, right? So if they make more money gets sent to the investors. The dividend goes higher and higher. It goes hand in hand. You cannot increase a dividend unless the profits increase. Okay, so if the profits are increasing, the dividends are increasing. So if I go directly to the dividends and I see them increasing, well, the profits are increasing because it's the only way it's going to work. It's a lot faster and I don't have to read 20 years of quarterly reports because who really likes looking at those things? Tell me what I need to know. Did you make more money this year than you did last year? Did you make more money last year than you made the year before? Are you on cue to make more money this year than last year? Next year than this year? Consistently higher and higher and higher. Well, the easiest and simplest way is go directly to the dividends. So I got a one minor problem with MSTY. Who gave me that one? I'm not going to let you hide. Yeah, just a drone. All right. Let's take a look. MSTY, right up there. The history, MSTY. All right. Yield Max MSTR Option Income Strategy Electronically Traded Fund, MSTY. Current price, $20.55. The very first dividend they paid out was in April 2024. This thing is not even 2 years old. Why the hell are you looking at a company that's not even 2 years old? which I can't complain because when I start offering my stocks for sale, the company's only going to be 1 year old. Is what it is, because you have to start at 1 year to get to 2. So hopefully in 10, 15, 20 years, I will make my own list. Here we go. So the first dividend is 4.12. The second dividend is 2.52. So it goes 4.1, 2.5, that's backwards, 3.0, 2.3, 1.9, 1.8, hell no. Okay, see, I didn't see those going higher and higher and higher, and it's only a year and a half. Hell no to Misty. Sorry, dude. I only like, MSTY is the best performing dividend stock. Okay, see, I'm going to beg to differ. Okay, just a drone. Okay, when it goes 4.1, and then the very next one is lower, that means they're making less money. Okay, then it goes to 3. Then it goes to 2.3, again, going down, making less money. Then it goes to 1.9, going down even further in their profitability. And then the next one is 1.8, going down even further. So I have no idea where the hell you learned your math. Because where I went to school, 2.5 is less than 4. Okay? 2.3 is less than 3. 1.9 is less than 2.3. No, I'm not even going to. All right, not even going to bother. All right. Okay, Jay Seller, UWMC. What the hell is that? Seriously, UWMC. Well, it does have weekly dividends. Imagine that. Okay. Well, let's go to Yahoo Finance and see how often they have increased their dividends. Okay. It's a dividend channel, so I want to see how often UWMC has increased its dividends to its shareholders. Because if I'm going to buy this company, I want to make sure I'm getting more money next year than I'm getting this year. So UWMC. UWMC. All right, let's check it out. Now, I use Yahoo Finance. You can use whatever website, whatever financial website you think is a good one. So here it is. UWM Holdings Corporation. I don't know about you, okay? Because I didn't go to college. I have to admit that. So sometimes the numbers don't make sense to me. So see if you can help me out with this one. 10 cents, 10 cents, 10 cents, 10 cents, 10 cents, 10 cents. Wait a minute. It only goes back to 2021. That's not 20 years. 2020. Oh, 4 years. This company is 4 years old, and 10 cents, 10 cents, 10 cents, 10 cents, 10 cents, 10 cents. No, fuck, no, no, hell no. Okay? So Jay Seller, I'm not quite sure what you're thinking here. When I say consistency of profitability in 2 decades, that's 20 years. Okay? That's 20 years, brother, not 4. This company's 4 years old, and they haven't increased their dividend at all in 4 years. So how do I know if they're profitable if the dividends, which is a portion of the profits, don't increase? So what is that? UWMC is a hell no. Sorry. No. Nope. 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 Ain't happening. What do I think about TXRH? What are you kidding me? Really? TXRH. Now, when I tell people never buy something you don't understand, TXRH. Never heard of it. Oh, Texas Roadhouse. Yeah, I've heard Texas Roadhouse, but I'm pretty damn sure it's not 20 years old. Okay. TXRH. Well, let's see Texas Roadhouse, how much profits they got to share. Oh, check it out. Come on, 4 years, that's it? That's it, Texas Roadhouse, 4 years. Okay, 40, 46, 55, 61, 68. Well, that's a hell of a lot better than the last one, but still, no. What about Wendy's? Wendy's is a monthly, and no. Come on, you guys. Consistency of profitability. The dividends have to increase for at least 2 decades, and weekly options. Do I have to make the sign bigger? Weekly options, dividend stocks. Let's keep on going. Darden Restaurant is the best. I'm going to disagree with you because what's the ticker symbol for Darden Restaurants? But MSTY is an ETF, not a company. Okay, let me see if I can explain it this way. You're saying it's an ETF, it's not a company. Is it an organization? Is it incorporated? Is there someone in charge? Are there a bunch of minions? Well, yeah, that's a company. Okay? A conglomeration of a bunch of people with a goal to make money and pass along the profits. That's a company. I get it's an ETF. I understand that. But it's assembled in a way in which you invest your money, they give you a portion of the profits. Okay? And the portion of the profits that they're giving you is not consistently increasing. Why would you invest in something that's not consistently increasing? Now we check every single week. DRI, applesauce. Applesauce wants to take a look at DHI. Okay, give it a second. Dr. Horton. Long, Dr. Horton. Oh, 1992. Nice. Wait a second. I'm looking at some of these numbers and they don't look very good. All right, so let's take out DR Horton. You ready? Let's look at the numbers. Okay, 2005, 6, 9, 10, 15, 7. They just decreased the dividend by 50%. 50% decrease in 2008. Okay, 2008, 50% decrease. Explain that to me. Yeah, Apple user, I got it. We're looking at it right now. Darden Restaurants. Went from 15 down to 7.5, then it went to 3.8. So in 2006, it's 15. 2017, 15. No increase in profits. 2008, they decreased it by 50%. 2009, they decreased it another 50%. I'm not quite sure why you think that's good. Okay, applesauce, not quite sure why you think that's good. So in 2009, we're at 3.8 cents. 10, no increase. 11, no increase. 12, no increase. Nothing in 13. I'm saying hell no to DRI. Dude, check your numbers. It's not consistently profitable. They cut their dividends in half 3 times. And then in 2013, they didn't have any dividends. So why would you invest in that company? Hold on, let's see what else we got. Okay, so 2012, they gave 1 dividend, 15. And 2014, 3.8. Then it went to 6. Then it went to 8. Then it went to 10, 12, 15, 17, 20, 22, 25, 30, and 40. Okay, so for the last 10 years maybe, but definitely not 2 decades. Okay, so no, DRI, no thank you. All right, let's get out of here. David. Oh, H Ruff. What the heck is H Ruff? All right. I got some questions here. Okay, Misty's a no. Okay, it's not 20 years old. Okay, and they're not consistently profitable. DRI, no. What about Apple Holdings? Apple Holdings or Apple stock? AAPL, oh, the investment group. No idea who they are. What is their ticker symbol, if you don't mind? Okay. David, it's high. I have no idea what you mean. It's hot. Soundhound AI, it's not 20 years old. MSTY is the best performing dividend. Yeah, you're delusional. Perfectly fine. Nothing wrong with being delusional. David, yep. MU. Sierra. Micron. MU. No. Think about it. Okay? The beginning of April, we're down here at 65. Now we're up here at 121. That's almost a 100% increase. Why are you holding on to it? Doubling your money in what is that? A month and a half? You think it's going to continue to go up? Fine. I don't buy at the high. It just doesn't make sense to me. All right. Another bowl of Swiss, SRPT. I have no idea what that means. SRPT, another bowl of Swiss. Hell no. Didn't we already look at this one, SRPT? What do the dividends look like for SRPT? SRPT. Thoughts on Visa, MasterCard, overblown on stablecoin bill news. Ooh, we'll have to take a look at that one. But yes, I think it's a sorcerer responsibility to recycle your aluminum cans and glass. What do you think? Is a good idea to recycle your stealing aluminum? Okay, with metal prices is going through the roof. Okay. All right, what about American Express? Bushel, okay, responsibility to recycle. Yeah, I get that. Lovely. What does that got to do with what we're doing? Okay, so Sarepta has no dividends. Terribly sorry, dude. No to SRPT. Okay. Yes, but okay. Amex. Let's get out of here. This is like, no, thank you. AMX. Is that right? I don't think so. No, that's not right. I forget what American Express is. Sing Fu. Okay. How do I change $100 into $4,000 profit a day? You're in the wrong place, dude. Terribly sorry. Agree is not the best for growth. Exactly. I'm not looking for growth. You're in the wrong place. Slim Monkey, you're looking for growth. Dude, you're in the wrong place. You're doing nothing but wasting your time here. I'm looking for cash flow. No desire for capital growth. Okay, I've reached my goal. I'm at my retirement. The money I have has to give me income in order to live comfortably. Okay? I wish I would have invested in AMX. Okay, good for you. HRUF. What the heck is HRUF? They both pay dividends. Who are we talking about? MasterCard and Visa. Yep, they both pay dividends. So I own Wendy's and Nike stock for last year. Okay, they both pay dividends. Jolly good. Jolly good. Get dividends each week for an entire year. Okay, that works too. HR Ruff. What is HR Ruff? HR Ruff. Hell no. Is 70 Solana enough? I have no idea what that means. Buy yourself Wendy's. I had some Wendy's a couple weeks ago. Didn't thrill me. Maine is one of my top dividend stocks. Now, Maine, M-A-I-N, is a monthly, isn't it? Okay, 10x charting. Okay, monthly options. 20 June, 18 July, 15 August, 19 September. I don't do monthlies because the numbers don't work for me. Okay, I like weekly cash flow, not monthly cash flow. Okay, now don't get me wrong. If you like Maine, more power to you. The numbers just don't work for me. All right, yes. And maybe 3 times a year if they give you a bonus dividend. 10x charting. Okay, 3 times a year. Wonderful. I get weekly cash flow, weekly options. Okay, so you might be in the wrong place too. It is what it is. Do defense manufacturing stocks provide dividends, or is that primarily consumer goods and energy? No, David, there's a lot of stocks out there. Halliburton is a defense stock, and that pays dividends, and it has weekly options. And I actually have to own some. How many companies are created annually, and how many hit the penny stocks after being delisted? Now, David, I don't know that answer, but every week we check to see how many dividend stocks there are. Well, this week there's 10,100 and I think it's 166. I think. Oh, no, it's 116. All right, 10,116. That's a lot. W. Woodhouse, James, could you explain why you buy your buy right calls as market instead of limit? What if the stock goes above the strike price and pre-market? Okay, see, here you go. That's a good question, by the way. That's a very good question. The question is, why do I enter? Why do I enter a covered call on a market order as opposed to a limit order? Well, I've addressed this many times because the stock and the option are linked together at the morning opening call. Okay, so I buy at the morning opening. I don't care what it is. I buy at the morning opening and I sell the covered call at the morning opening. Okay, because they're tied together. I already know what my profit's going to be. And yeah, it can do that. All righty. What about Wingstop? Applesauce, never heard of Wingstop. Now, see, the funny thing, okay? Now, some of you guys ask me about stocks, and you understand them. Well, I don't look at those stocks that you understand. I look at stocks that the mainstream, the general public understands. Bank of America, there's one in every town. McDonald's, there's one in every town. Walmart, there's one in every major city. Okay? ExxonMobil, one in every town. Hess, Shell, British Petroleum, Home Depot, Lowe's, Wells Fargo. Well, I used to do U.S. Steel, but not anymore. Companies that have been around for decades. It's a household names. So the one that you're talking about, Wingstop, never heard of it. Okay? Now, I got 4 kids, and they get significant others, and none of them has ever probably heard of Wingstop. I have no idea what the hell they do. I like the new sign explaining what you're doing. Makes it much easier for new people. Thank you. So Woodhouse, here's the reason why. Okay? A limit order can and sometimes does sit on the computer of the market maker all day and never get filled. Me personally, the beginning of the day, market order. Anytime I enter, market order. Okay, we're actually going to do a few of them and see if they make sense. I don't like limit orders only to sell a call on a stock I already own. When I'm buying and selling at the same time, entering into a new position, it's always market order. I want to get filled quick and move on with my life. Okay, buy yourself Wendy's. How many companies? Correct. Yeah, we already did that one. It's just a drone. Those are monthly. Show me a better performing one, my friend. Ooh, I like it when people challenge me. That's cool. Dollar General. Interesting. Okay, now we're going to look at Dollar General. There's one of those in almost every major city also. It's a very, spaced out company. There's a lot of them. A lot of Dollar Generals. All right, so let's take a look. Here we go. High, low, was, is. Look at the motion. Down, up, sideways. What's going on here? Well, let's take a look. But before we do the numbers look right? Hold on. 115. The 115 is going for 67. Well, I don't like that number because the last traded price was 112. So I should be looking at the 112 or the 113. Well, the 113 is going for 137. So the last traded price, 112.31. All right, well, let's do the 112. Okay, 112. The 112 right there, and we're going to do just one contract, see how it makes sense. Try again later. We limit how often you can do certain things on Instagram to protect our community. Tell us what you think we made a mistake. Okay. I'm not quite sure what the heck that means. Well, let's try restarting it. Retry starting it. Okay, it's not letting me do anything. All right, hell with it. I'm not even going to bother with it. All right, so let's do Dollar General. One contract, so you can see how it works. And for you, we're going to do it a market order. And then we are going to do this. All right, so you ready? Here we go. Buy one covered call, Dollar General 100. That's the weeklies. 27 June, that's next Friday. Means the option expires next Friday. So you got to do something about it. Okay, the 112 call option against the stock at the market to open. Here's the profit, 162. It's going to cost 11,000. My investment, 11,000. Well, let's take a look at the math and see if that makes sense. So for that, I'm going to need my calculator. Okay, 162 is the profit. I want to divide it by 11,038 bucks. Okay, so maximum profit tells you right there, 62.50. Cost of the trade, including commissions and fees, $11,038. Okay, well, to get the rate of return, you got to take the profit divided by the investment, and you come up with 1.46%. Now, I know 1.46% doesn't sound that lovely, but here's the thing. There's 52 weeks in a year. And if I get 1.4% this week, well, what is that multiplied by 52? Because if I can do it every single week, I'll be walking away with 76% return if I can get 1.4% every week. If. Okay? Now, I only buy stocks that I know what they do. I don't mind owning them. I have no desire to sell them at a loss whatsoever. But the company has to be consistently profitable. Well, Dollar General is. And they have to have weekly options. Dollar General does. Because I'm 61. I'm retired. So the money that I've accumulated along the way has to last me to the day's end. Not just today, but until I take my last breath and go on to the next adventure, whenever that's going to be. Don't know, but my money has to last that long. That being said, I'm okay with it. Consider companies with consistent drive internally for profitability, and it executes. David, you do realize I understand all that. I've been trading since the 1990s. Okay? So see, David, you're new here. What I'm looking for specifically, a simple, safe, predictable, consistent way for me to earn 1% per week. That's what I'm looking for. Because in 2008, my 9-year-old daughter jumped on my lap and said, "Daddy, what are you doing? Can you teach me?" Well, how do you teach a 9-year-old when I can show you videos of all the stuff you guys ask me? And I'm thinking to myself, well, most adults don't understand it. Why do you buy what you buy? That always boggles my mind. Now I understand that some people want to buy something and hold it for 10, 20, 30, 40 years until they retire. Okay, fine, if that's what you want to do. But for me, okay, if I was going to do that approach, I'd still be working because the amount of money I have at the rate of return, which most money managers offer, 4% a year, I'd still be working. Yeah, no thank you. Because at 4% a year, you need at least $1 million to live off of 40,000. $1 million so that you can live off of 40,000 a year. Well, I could get $40,000 a year on $80,000 at 1% a week. But can you really live on 40 grand? Some people can, some people can't. Okay. All righty, so it's not working there. So let's try there. We haven't done that one in a while. Let's try it. Okay, what's happening? Dividend stock talk. There you go. And camera. And there you go. And live. There we go. Huh. Showing the wrong darn thing. Huh. There it is. I got to change that around. There we go. Go live. Now we're live on, what is that one? With the X. Twitter. Okay, so we're live on Twitter. OSCR. Who's that? Rylan? OSCR. What the heck is that, Rylan? OSCR. Get out of that. Get out of that. Get out of that. I got to go back to the beginning to where we want to be. Right there. Okay, so. OSCR. Rylan, what the heck is OSCR? OSCR. Interesting. Well, number one, Oscar Health Incorporated. Yeah, I'm going to say no, only because look at the motion. All right, hold on. I'm going to zoom in a little closer and show it to you. Okay. 30 days ago, we're at 17. The bottomed out at 6.2. That's the second day of June. From there, we shot up to 19. Okay, you really think it's going to go further? I mean, think about it. From 13 to 19 is 16, what is it, $6. Okay, 13 to 19 is over $6. $6 on a $13 stock is a 50% increase, just about. Try SJM. SJM. Hell no. Okay? I don't do, it says right there, weekly options. 20 June, 18 July, 15 August, 17 October. Hell no. Sorry. I think you're wrong. Holy cow. He thinks I'm wrong. Hold on. Let's go back to it. I love it when people question me. SOSCR. Okay. Let's check it out. Are you ready? A year ago, it opened up at 1866. Okay? The high of the year was in the tail end of September of last year. The bottom of the year, the high of the year, hold on, 2382. The low of the year was in the end of April, and that was 1114. So let's check it out. From the bottom, in the middle of April, she shoots up to 18, pulls back down to 13 and a half, okay, goes up a little bit, back down to 14, then she shoots up to 19. Now, there's absolutely nothing wrong with me being wrong. I don't mind being wrong. But am I? Ask yourself a question. Okay, here's the question, and it might be a difficult one for you. It might. Okay, so on the 2nd of June, that was a couple of weeks ago, the 2nd of June, the bottom was 1357. All right? And yesterday, we hit over 19. So from 13 to 19 is $6. That's about just a little bit less than a 50% increase. Now, I'm kind of curious with all the people here, if you had a stock or an investment that increased about 50% in 2 weeks, 50% increase in 2 weeks, would you keep it? Would you take the profit? Remember, do not miscommunicate this scenario here. Okay, thank you. It's not a profit until you take it. And nobody ever went broke taking profits. So you think I'm wrong. Where am I wrong? Specifically, I want to know. You think I'm wrong? Fine, great, bring it on. Where am I wrong? It increased 50%. You can't argue the numbers. You can argue if you want, okay? But it's right here. Here's the bottom, here's the top. That's about 50%. Great, 50% profit about 2 weeks. I might sell at 300%. Nothing wrong with that at all. Absolutely nothing wrong with that at all. Hold on to it. Wait for it to go higher. We'll go higher after it went to 400. Okay. Now, I'm going to make the assumption that you guys are relatively new to this. Now, I've been trading since the 1990s. Okay, we're in 2025, so 1990s was what, 30, 35 years ago? Okay, fine. We have an old saying, okay, it's a little older than me. Bears make money, bulls make money, pigs get slaughtered. You can hold it for as long as you want. Okay, so 1350. So 400%, wait a minute, 100% would be 26. 39 would be 200. 51 would be 300. 64. Okay, so 1350 is the bottom. 400% is about 64 bucks. So it's at 1877. So from 1877 to 64 bucks, how long do you think that's going to take? Seriously. You want to hold it to 400%. Well, at 13 and a half, 100% is 26 bucks. 200% is 39. So on and so forth. $64, you get 400%. How long do you think? 18 bucks to get to 64. And you're perfectly okay to do whatever you want. That's not what I'm doing. That's not what I'm looking for. Okay, that right there, okay, that right there tells me you are definitely in the wrong place. That's not what I'm looking for. So you know for a fact that it's going to be 22 tomorrow. Oh, I like that. You were paying attention. The current bid is 21.42. The current ask is 21.45. Could it open up at 22 tomorrow? Yes, it can. But that's still a long way away from 64. But back to what I was saying. What I'm doing here is cash flow. This, I'm not 100% sure this is a cash flow type of stock. Okay? So let's go check and see OSCR, how often have they increased their dividends? OSCR, Oscar. All right, let's give it a minute too. Oscar Healthcare dividend. Oh my God, why the hell are we even looking at this? There's no dividends at all. This is a dividend channel, investing in dividends for weekly cash flow. Hell no, I'm not even gonna bother talking to you anymore. I think I gotta make it a little bit bigger, that sign. All right, let's go. I appreciate you having the screen for your context. Thank you. JP Morgan. Ooh, okay, hold on a second. Where did I missed some. I missed some question because I was looking at that BS over there. Okay, so David, let me answer your question. Okay, now I do check every week how many new companies there are. Every week. I'll check, see how many new companies there are. This week there's 10,116, something like that. Now, what happens to the ones that get dropped off? Do they go to the penny stocks? I honestly don't know. Not something that concerns me. Because before it gets delisted, well, they usually stop paying their dividends. And when they usually stop paying their dividends, then they get tossed off the lists I like, and I no longer trade them. So whatever happens, remember there's 10,116 stocks. How many can you really pay attention to? So I only pay attention to the ones that have consistently profitable. And that list is updated every single year. So every year, you just update your list. I don't have to do the work. Somebody else is already doing it. Who are the dividend kings? Well, there's about maybe 4, 5, 6 different companies that actually track who the dividend kings are. There's a company or there's a bunch of people that track who the dividend aristocrats are. So somebody's already doing the work for us. All we have to do is just download that list. It's available. You just go to Google, Dividend Kings List 2025. And imagine that. They give it to you for free. Isn't that cool? Yeah, so if it's not on one of those lists, I don't even bother looking at it. Okay, it's over 10,000 stocks. I only look at about 300. That's it. How much do your dividends make you average per year? Over 1% per week. So over 1% per week is over 50% per year. Different part of the market. Absolutely, Braden. Different part of the market. Never said 64. No, you said 400%. Now, simple math, if you're at 13, okay, 100% is 26. 200% is 39. So on and so on and so forth would be 64, I believe. Anyway. Melatonin, what's happening? What makes you the most dividends or market growth? Good question. I don't do market growth. Not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for cash flow. I have no desire for capital growth whatsoever. And I say it every single time, and yet you still stay here and you still ask questions. If you're looking for growth, you are definitely in the wrong place. All the things I'm doing is not going to benefit you whatsoever. I'm looking for cash flow, specifically 1% per week cash flow. So if I have 100,000, I want to get $1,000 a week. If my bills are $4,000 a month, $4,000 a month, I need 100 grand to give me $4,000 a month at 1% per week. I'm not looking for capital growth. I don't know how many times I need to say that. So you're looking for dividends? No, I'm not looking for dividends. I said I am using dividend stocks. Okay, I use dividend stocks to tell me which companies are consistently profitable. Those are the only ones I want to invest in. Because you're investing in stocks that aren't as consistently profitable as mine. Give me an example. Oh my goodness. Capital One Finance, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Procter & Gamble, Home Depot, Lowe's, Clorox, Colgate-Palmolive, Coca-Cola, Pepsi. I can keep going on and on and on. There's about 300 companies that I like that are consistently profitable. You ready? Here's the list. Dividend Kings, 54 companies that have increased their profits for more than 5 decades. That's 50 years, 5 decades. Dividend Aristocrats, I think it's 67. 67 companies that have been consistently profitable for 25 years. Then you get the Dividend Champions, 150 companies that are consistently profitable for the last 2.5 decades, 25 years. Yeah, I know, just like the Aristocrats, but different rules. The Aristocrats are a little bit more picky. Then you get the tail end coming up with the Dividend Contenders. 10 years to 24 years of increased profits. And then just for the fun of it, wait a minute, there's 300 Dividend Contenders. 300. And then for the fun of it, we throw in Warren Buffett's list. Just for the fun of it. You go to Google, in the Google search, Warren Buffett's Stock Picks 2025. And then within a couple of seconds, lo and behold, they give you his stock list. Imagine that. So those are the only companies I like. Sherwin-Williams, no, it's a monthly. Sorry, SWM? SWM, is that, or SHM? SHM or SWM? SHM. SHM. Let me see. SHM. W. Sherwin-Williams, SHW. Okay, Sherwin-Williams, monthly. 20 June, 18 July, 15 August, 19 September, no thank you. Monthlies for me don't work. So you buy Wells Fargo hoping the dividends are and not market growth. Well, kinda. You got close. I'm not looking for market growth. I'm looking for consistency of profitability. Is the company consistently profitable? It boggles my mind why some of you put money into companies that aren't consistently profitable. Why? On average, how long do you hold your stocks? 5 to 10 days. That's it. But right now, ULTY for me has been doing awesome for the past 2 months. I have been using it. Okay, well, let's take a look at it. ULTY. ULTY. Hell no. Okay, for the past 2 months, it's a monthly optionable stock. 20 June, 18 July, no thank you. Okay, I like weekly options. Now, there's nothing wrong with monthly options. Nothing wrong at all. However, if you're going to do a monthly option, for the fun of it, let's do this. Just for the fun of it. You ready? Here we go. Ohio's, yeah, no, whatever. Kroger earnings call on the morning. Ooh, gotta wait and see what happens. I got a whole bunch. of Kroger. Anyway, let's take a look for the fun of it, and I'll show you specifically why I don't like monthlies. All right? So, here we go. Let's do this. Here's the high. Here's the low. Here's where it was a year ago. Here's where it is now. It was at 14, jumped up to 15, drops down to 5. From 15 to 5 is a 66% drop. Okay, so from there, well, now we're at 6.5. Okay. How do you get dividends if you hold for 10 days? See, you weren't listening. Okay, sit tight. It all will come together in the end, and not once have you ever heard me say, I want to collect the dividend. You've never heard those words come out of my mouth. Because usually I say, I don't want to collect the dividend, because I don't. And the dividend is paid out, the stock has a tendency to drop. So why would I want to collect the dividend? Hold on a second, I'm going to show you something. Right now, I'm explaining why I don't like monthly optionable stocks. Let's look at the last 30 days. All right, so 30 days ago from today was the 19th. There you go. All right, do you see it? Okay. 30 days ago today, we opened up at 610. She shot up, pulled back, shot up, pulled back, shot up, pulled back, shot up, pulled back. Well, this one might be easy, okay? Well, right now we're at 627. So this thing has been between 6 and 6:30 for the past 30 days. Well, that might be easy. Okay. So, the 18th, the very next option we have available. Right there. Okay. Are you ready for this? Now, if I'm going to buy it tomorrow morning, I'm paying $6.27. That's the current price. Okay? The closest strike price to that is going to be the 6. All right? Now, the 6 is selling for 15 cents. So, if I buy it tomorrow morning at 6.27 and I sell somebody the rights to buy it from me, gotta do this, make sure I'm human. There we go. And sell it to someone at 6, well, I'm losing 27 cents right from the start. So if you take the 27 cents off of this right here, I'm making nothing. And what's the 7 going for? Nothing. What's the 8 going for? Nothing. But to make matters worse, okay? To make matters worse, here's where it is now. Where's it going to be in 30 days? No, but you're not looking for market growth. Exactly. Why do I want market growth? I'm already at where I want to be. Now, you not being retired, you have a goal in mind to save up enough money so that you can retire. But once you get here, once you are retired, then what are you going to do? Well, growth doesn't mean anything once you're retired, okay? Because what I'm looking for now is cash flow. When you stop working, the money has to come from somewhere. I'm too young to collect Social Security, but I still have to pay my bills. Where's that money going to come from? It's going to come from my investments. And if my investments consistently give me 1% every week, that's enough for me to pay my bills. I don't see what the point is for buying something and watching it and waiting for it to grow, grow, grow. Yeah, no, thank you. Like I said, most likely you're in the wrong. I don't know how many times I got to tell you, you're in the wrong place. If that's what you're looking for, growth, you're in the wrong place. Why are you wasting your time here? How many times I got to tell you, if you're looking for growth, you're in the wrong place. There's so many other people out there that have good strategies for growth. This is not one of them. This is cash flow. This is what I'm looking for. So you're not doing options on dividend stocks. Are you also investing in dividend stocks? Oh my goodness. I am doing options on dividend stocks. Those are the only stocks I buy are dividend stocks. More specifically, dividend stocks that are consistently profitable. It's a very small window. Okay, out of the 10,000 plus stocks there are, there's only about 300 of them that are consistently profitable. Uh-oh, we got some noise over here. How you guys doing tonight over here? I don't know who it is. iPhone 31. I'm gonna mute you. So if you have a question, unmute yourself and just speak right up. Okay? Okay, you guys got that privilege over there. All right, so again, I'm gonna start ignoring you guys over on this channel over here because you're not paying attention. Okay? If stock goes to $2, down to $2, how do you not sell at a loss? Next option will be lower price than you bought the for. Okay, number one, I would never buy this thing. Okay? Because look, 1 strike out, 0. 2 strikes out, 0. 3. See, there's a certain point where stocks are no longer attractive. Well, this one's not on my list. So I'm only looking at it to prove a point. Why I don't like monthlies. Well, this one is absolutely horrible. It doesn't actually fulfill what I'm trying to show because the premium collected is so low, it's not worth it. Okay, Eric, thank you for subscribing. I don't know why you subscribe here. There's nothing here. Anyway, what is your current top 5? Ooh, my current top 5. D, you're new here. Kroger earnings call in the morning. Thoughts? I'm kind of curious. Seriously, I am. But here's the question. Let's pull up Kroger just for the fun of it. Because I did buy a bunch of Kroger, KR. This way, it might enlighten some people. All right? Give you kind of an idea of what I'm looking for. Now, a lot of you know who Kroger is. Now, just be honest, Kroger is not on my list. So how do I buy it? Why did I buy it? Well, Kroger is on Warren Buffett's list. And we all know who, see, none of you guys know who I am, but you know who Warren Buffett is. Well, if I told you to buy Kroger, you probably wouldn't listen to me because I'm a nobody. I'm okay with that. But you know who Warren Buffett is. And if Warren Buffett is buying Kroger, well, that makes a difference, doesn't it? So let's take a look. All right, first thing I always look at, always first. High, low, where was it, where is it, and what's the motion of the ocean? Up, down, up. Well, that's simple to see, right? Okay, it goes from $40, 45 bucks, jumps all the way up to 74. That's a nice return. Well, what happened? Once it hit that high, profit taking. If you think a stock is going to go up and there's not going to be profit taken, yeah, you probably believe in Tinkerbell and the Easter Bunny too. I don't know why I said that. Sorry if I offended anyone. Anyway, jumped up, drops right here. She turned around and started going back up. We're going to zoom into that, take a better look. My question was not clear. Sorry. If the stock you bought were to drop a few dollars, how can you? Simple. You drop your strike price. It's not that difficult. We do this every single week. I actually have a morning trading group where people ask me that exact same question. Okay? So if the stock drops, or I should say, when a stock drops, if you think you're going to buy a stock and it's going to do nothing but go up, you're sadly mistaken. Because you are. School buddy. I don't get to talk to him that often. You guys are interrupting my life. Anyway, let's keep doing this. So Kroger, it's a store, kind of like D'Angelo's, Stop and Shop, Piggly Wiggly, Publix. What else? There's a few other ones. Those are the ones that I know off the top of my head. All right. So anyway, Kroger jumps up, pulls back right here. Okay. What are we going to do about that? Well, when this hit right here, oh, hell yeah, I jumped in. Let's zoom in a little bit closer to see exactly what it looks like. All right, Jack, trade it. The option would be at a lower price than you paid, and you would be forced to sell at a loss. Well, Jack, you and I can sit here and argue all night long. No possible way on God's green earth can anybody force me to do something I don't want to do. So if I refuse to sell at a loss, if the stock drops, I still own that stock at a lower price. Let me give you another example before we get back to Kroger. Okay? Jack, here we go. Let's say, hypothetically speaking, Jack, you bought the house next door. Let's say you bought it for 500 grand. All right? Hypothetically. You bought the house next door for 500 grand. And you rent it out and you make $1,000 a month. Well, that's $12,000 a year. Look at your rate of return. Okay, fine, wonderful. You cannot tell me that there is no possible way the value of that house is not going to drop. Because real estate does the exact same thing stocks do. They go up in value, they go down in value. They go up in value, they go down in value. The difference between the two, okay? Real estate, you got some pros and cons. Stocks, you got some pros and cons. But it all comes down to the exact same thing. You're taking a chunk of your money, you're putting it into a cash-producing asset. Great. Well, I'm doing the exact same thing. However, I'm taking my 500 grand and buying $500,000 worth of Kroger. And Kroger is giving me a rate of return every single week. Also, every 90 days, they give me a dividend. And guess what? Every year, that dividend increases. Yes, the stock price does go up and down, up and down. But let me ask you a question. Think clearly, because it's a trick question. You ready? If I buy 100,000 shares at $50, I own 100,000 shares at $50, and it goes up to 74. How many shares do I have? I still have 100,000 shares. And the 100,000 shares are going to give me whatever the rate is closest to what I want to do without the risk of me losing. Now let's say the opposite happens. Let's say I buy 100,000 shares at 74 and it drops all the way down to 50. Okay, 100,000 at 74, now it drops down to 50. How many shares do I have? I still have 100,000 shares. The value is different. Who cares about the value? One share or 100 shares is worth this. Okay? Whether it is, let's do this. Let's do this. Here we go. Okay, so whether it's at $35 or whether it's at $85, $85 is nothing, $73. So anywhere from 35 to 73, I'm still bringing in something. Whether it is 5 cents per share, $1.03 per share, or way up here, $10 per share. A covered call is a covered call. Okay? You have the right to buy and sell to anyone at any time, anywhere. If you don't pay attention, you can lose. Same thing with real estate. If you don't pay attention to your real estate, you can lose. It's the same thing. I am acquiring cash producing assets. I'm not buying real estate. I'm not buying gold. Gold's not a cash producing asset. I'm buying a cash producing asset that just so happens to be Kroger. Now, can I buy the whole corporation? No. But I can buy my own little entity, my own 10,000, 5,000, 50,000, whatever, however many shares I want to buy. And then I can take those and I can leverage them every single week to get a cash flow from it. I'm looking for cash flow. I don't care about the price. My concern, let me say it slowly, my concern is the company consistently profitable. Because this bullshit here, these numbers, they got nothing to do with the operations on a day-to-day basis. Okay, so if the stock's at 74 and it drops down to 50, the CEO does not get on the phone and call everybody, hey, stock went down, stay home, we're trying to cut costs. That doesn't happen. Business as usual. They go to work. They come in 40 hours a week, whatever it is. It is a cash producing asset. Yeah, there's a few kinks here and there. You have to learn the rules. It's the same thing as real estate. Same thing as any investment. You should learn the rules of the investment before you do anything. Okay, now when my daughter, 9 years old, said, Daddy, can you teach me? Well, I had a little bit of an issue. I had to come up with a trading strategy that a 9-year-old could understand when most adults don't get it. Brian, is Coney a good ETF? Do me a favor. Before I even answer your question on Coney, go and take a look. How often has Coney increased its dividends over the last 2 decades, last 20 years? Come back to me with that number and we'll take a good look at Coney, both of us. Okay? So, back to what I was saying. Cash producing assets, that's what I'm looking for. How do you personally decide the amount of stocks you'll be allocating your trades in every week? Oh, B, what's happening? Think of it this way. If I get 100 grand, 20,000, 20,000, 20,000, 20,000. If I get 200 grand, 40,000, 40,000, 40,000. If I get 10 grand, 2,000, 2,000, 2,000, 2,000. It's all math. It is what it is, all math. If I like Kroger, I bought some Kroger. Let's take a look at the numbers and see if it makes sense to you guys. But here's the thing. I'm okay. Oh, let me finish my example. Remember my 9-year-old, Daddy, how can you teach me? All right, most adults don't get it. So how do I get a 9-year-old to understand it? It had to be simple. It had to be safe, predictable, consistent, and no way for her to lose. So I got 5 rules. You ready? 5 rules, simple. Number 1, never buy something you don't want to hold on to the rest of your life. If you don't want to hold on to Kroger to the day you die, on your deathbed, you take out your shares. Here, buddy, it's all for you now. If you're not willing to do that, don't buy it. If you don't feel good about a company, don't buy it. What are the 5 points you look for from a chart? Hold on, Eagle. I'll give you that in a second. Okay. Number 1, never buy something you don't want to hold on to or you don't understand. Number 2, never sell at a loss. It defeats the whole thing. Defeats it. Defeats the whole game. Why buy it if you can turn around and sell it for a loss? If you're not willing to hold on to it for the rest of your life, look at the price. 74 to 50. That's what? It's 40, 45. 50. That's almost a 50% drop. It's right around 40, 45% drop. If you're not ready for the stock that you buy to drop like that or to increase like that and not panic, you shouldn't be playing this game. It's not for everybody. Give your money to a manager. Let them do it. You got 2 choices when you retire. 2. Only 2. Flip a coin, heads, tails. 1, do it yourself. Learn. Learn to invest your money yourself. Take responsibility for your money. 2, give it to someone else. Let Johnny down the street do it for you. Or the guy at the bank. Let him take care of your money for you. then you get to receive whatever they give you. It's your choice. So let's get back to what I'm talking about. Cash producing assets. Why do I care what the price is? I honestly don't care. Seriously, I don't care what the price is. I only care that the company's consistently profitable and it has weekly options. Then I will decide, is it the right time to buy? Does everything look right? Now we're going to do that in a little bit. Now, the 5 things I'm looking at on the chart, always the same. I look at the 1-year chart, I look at the 90-day chart, the 30-day chart, and then the seasonality. We're going to do the same thing for Kroger. But we're going to skip a few steps because I already bought it. So I'm not looking at it to buy, I already bought it. We're just looking at it for what do we do next. And this would be a perfect one for you because when I did buy it at 66, it dropped. Now it's at 65.50. Not a huge drop, but still a drop. Let's take a look. Now, 5 things I'm looking at. Wait a minute, I wasn't done. Hold on. I couldn't find it. No shit, you couldn't find it because Coney is only like a year and a half old. Why are you putting your money into a company that's a year and a half old and it doesn't increase its profitability? Okay, Yahoo Finance. Go to Yahoo Finance, put in Coney, go to historical performance. You know what? Hold on. We'll do it in a little bit. Okay, just sit tight. I forget where I was. Oh, the 5 rules. Remember? Simple, safe, predictable, consistent, no way to lose. Remember that? Rule 1, never buy something you don't want to hold on to. Rule 2, never sell at a loss. Defeats the purpose. Well, rule 3 is make sure the company's consistently profitable. With over 10,000 companies available, where are you going to put your money? Now, I know you guys over this side, I know where you want to put your money. Hey, more power to you. Ain't nothing wrong with it. But for me personally, I only want to invest in companies that are consistently profitable. Now, the stock market's been around for over 400 years. The very first stock that was sold was in 1602. It was the VOC, also known as the Dutch East India Shipping Company. Okay, to raise money, they went door to door, selling to the peasants. We promise, if you invest in our company, we will give you a share in the profits. They take all the profits and they divvy them up. Okay, they averaged 18% for 198 years before they folded. Anyway, let's keep on going. Where was it? Oh, rule 3, make sure the company's consistently profitable. Rule 4, weekly options only. Now, every once in a while, maybe once or twice a week, I go through the exercise of showing why I don't like monthlies. Yet people keep asking me, why not monthlies? Because the numbers just don't work. Delman, do me a favor. Go to whatever website you use to find out financial information. Check on MSTY. And then come back and tell me how many years have they consistently increased the dividend without it going backwards? So how many years in a row have they consistently increased the dividend payment on MSTY? Okay? Then we'll talk. So, rule 4, weekly options only, monthlies just don't work. Rule 5, make sure the numbers work. Let me explain the numbers. What's the stock at right now? 65.52. What's the current strike price? The closest one, 65.52. Well, there's 2 of them. There's a 65 and there's a 66. Let's back up for a second. I don't need to see all these anymore. Okay. The 65, okay, it's at 65.52 right now. The closest strike price is the 65, which is going for $2.04. And then there's the 66, which is going for $155, which is over 2%. Think about it. If I do the 66s, I get the difference between the purchase price at 66, which is an additional 48 cents per share. Okay. And I also get to collect $1.55 per share. So if I get 500 shares, that's 500 times the 155 here and the 48 here. Well, that's over $2 a share. On a $65 stock, that's over 3% for 1 week. Now, I bought Kroger 2 weeks ago at 66 and change. Okay, now it's at 65.50. Okay, It came back a little bit. So let's take a look at the numbers and see if it makes sense. Because all else fails. If all else fails, absolute worst case scenario, I get stuck with a stock that increases its dividend every single year. Now, is that guaranteed? No. Just because they increase their dividends for 5 decades, 50 years, does it guarantee they're going to increase their dividends this year? Doesn't mean that at all. But guess what? If they've done it for 50 years in a row, well, odds, probabilities, maybe they're going to again. And then maybe they'll do it again next year. Maybe. It's not guaranteed. There's only 3 guarantees in life. Okay? We all know 2 of them. Not very many you know the third, but you'll probably figure it out sooner or later. Okay, so 5 things I'm looking for. Now, anytime I look at a chart, it should take 3 to 4 seconds. Now, you're probably thinking, that takes longer than that. No, it doesn't. You ready? Here we go. 5 things. You ready? 1, the high. 2, the low. 3, where was it a year ago? 4, where is it now? 5, where is it? What's the motion of the ocean? Up, down. Now, was that difficult? 3 to 4 seconds. That's all it should take. Once you get those 3 to 4 seconds, great. What's the stock price at? 65.52. Great. 65.52. What's the closest strike price? If I'm going to do a covered call, which is one of the safest trading strategies there is, what strike price am I looking at? 65.52. I'm looking at the 65, or I'm looking at the 66. Those are the closest ones. The 65 is going to be the safer one, $2. The 66, $1.55. More profitable, but has to go up. Well, I'd prefer to do the 65. It's a safer trade. All right, so that's that. Now, the numbers work and the 1-year chart works. Next, the 90-day chart. Remember, I'm looking for 5 things on the 90-day chart. Going to need the glasses for this one. Now, if today is the 6/19, we want to go to 3/19, which is March 19th. March 19th. Okay, ready? I'm going to let go of this. As soon as I let go of it, the screen's going to pop up in 3 to 4 seconds. See if you can see all 5 of them. You ready? High, low, was, is, up, down, up. That was easy. Okay, 5 things. The high, the low, where was it? Where is it? What's the direction? Up, down, up. That's not difficult at all. Well, it looks okay. Now let's zoom into the 30-day chart. But before I do, what else am I looking for on the 90-day chart? Not just the high and the low in the motion. I'm looking, are there any patterns? Think about it. Are there any patterns? Because we are the buyers and sellers. We are the ones that create the high. We are the ones that create the low. Now, there's only one number that is created or decided by one person. That is the market maker. He gets to decide where is the starting point today. He's the only one. He decides where do we start. Me and you, we figure out how high should it go. Well, I don't think it's worth 74. Well, never got 74. Why? Because we didn't think it was worth 74. Is it worth 73? Yep, it's worth 73. Look, it went up to 73. It's worth 73. Okay, but take in consideration, when the stocks go up, people take profits, stocks go down. Stocks do 2 things and only 2 things. They do not come to your house and take the dog for a walk. They do not come to the house and mow the lawn, take out the trash, wash the dishes, make the bed, put the little candies on the pillow. No, stocks go up, stocks go down. That's it. That's all. If you expect more from a stock other than going up and down, you're sadly mistaken. You're playing the wrong game. If that's what you think, you shouldn't be here. Because you'd be just wasting your money, because stocks go up, they go down. They go up, then they go down. And guess what they do after that? They go up and then they go down. And after that, well, hey, they go up and they go down. That's it. They don't do anything else other than that. So when's the right time to buy? Well, that's an interesting question. Think about it closely. Think logically. Because when a stock is low, people will start buying it. And then it will go up, 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 and then it'll get to a certain point. Then you count from the bottom here, 64, to the top, 72. Well, how much is that? That's $8. Well, $8 on a $64 stock is 12%. Right there, 12%. Ooh, let's take some profits. Stock comes down. Gets down, back down here again. Wait a second. Let's buy some. And it goes back up. Profits. Then it comes down. Oh, it's cheap. That's all it does. Okay. All right, so anyway, that's the 90-day chart. Look at it. Look at it. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Now it's going up, coming back down again. But I jumped in there because it looked perfect right there. Now I'm going to zoom into it and show to you what I think is perfect. Was perfect. Not perfect anymore, but it was a couple of days ago. Let's take a look. The last 30 would be 519 right there. Okay. 30 days ago, here's your high. What happens at a 30-day high? Most likely profit taking. Stock drops. 30-day bottom, people start thinking, Kroger? 64? Hell yeah, let's buy some. So it goes up. So here's the bottom right there. Also known as last Wednesday. Here's the bottom. Well, the very next day, last Thursday, the stock went up. Friday, the stock went up. That's 2 days to the upside. That's my cue. You guys got to figure out what works for you. What works for me? 2 days to the upside on the third day. On the third day of Christmas, my true love gave to me. Look at this. The third day was Monday. It was higher still. 3 days. 2 days to the upside on the third day. If it opens up higher, I buy it. So Monday, I bought it. Right around 66. Now, I sold somebody the rights to buy it from me at 66. And that's going to expire tomorrow. Well, guess what happened? The stock went up to 66.5, and then it came back down to 65.5. So guess what? The stock went down. The option, most likely, if it stays below 66, most likely the option is going to expire worthless. Well, guess what? 80% of all stock options expire worthless. So why the hell are you buying them? Think about it. If 80% of all stock options expire worthless, why would you buy? Now, I sell stock options. I want them to become worthless. When I sold mine, I think I got like $2 and change. I got over 2% for 1 week on Kroger. Now, if it continues to drop, I don't care. I'll hold on to it. And as the stock drops, are you listening? As the stock drops, if it goes lower and lower, I will lower and lower my strike price. Because as I lower my strike price, I still can get my 1% every single week, what I'm looking for. Now, eventually, I admit, at some point, it will stop, turn around, go back up again. As that happens, then we adjust our position. We adjust our play. That's why I trade every day. I don't really trade every day. I trade Mondays and Fridays. But Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, I take a peek. What is it doing? Should I be concerned? That's about it. Okay? So.
I know I'm a little late, but could you perhaps explain the dollar general trade that you made? It seemed like it was at the high of the year, but you bought it at that time.
Okay. Well, usually, my dear, most people say, hi, how you doing? How was your day? No, I don't get that out of you. Hi, how you doing? How was your day? All right, let's take a look at I'm going to let it slide. Let's do Dollar General. Okay, so wait a second. Let me finish up with Kroger first. So I do have Kroger. I bought a bunch on Monday because it made sense. Well, now it's dropping. If it drops down to 20, 30, 40, am I going to sell it? No. I'm going to hold on to it and continue selling a covered call every week. I meant the 5 points you look on the chart. Yeah, we already did that one. Taxes is third. Eggy, nice. No. Taxes is 1. Okay? There's 3 guarantees in life. Death, taxes. How many people know the third one? OB, I've noticed you don't cash secured puts. Could you explain why? Thanks for sharing. OB, let me explain something to you. Now, I've been trading since the 1990s. Great, fine, lovely. I know a lot. I give away one trading strategy. One, that's it. This is it. If 1% a week or 50% a year is not good enough for you, I can't help you out. You're not going to get very much better than that doing the cash secured puts. But the cash secured puts is almost the exact same as a covered call. Now you may say no, but if you think about it, they're the exact same. You're taking a chunk of money, you're putting it aside, you're getting a rate of return. Cash secured put, same thing. You're taking a chunk of money, you're putting it aside, you're getting a rate of return. Okay? I just prefer the covered calls. Now, every once in a while, I will do a cash secured put, but I don't teach it here. I teach one strategy and one only. You guys want more? Well, you know how that works. All right? So, Dollar General. Let's take a look at Dollar General. All right, so I've noticed you don't sell cash secured puts. Why? I already said that one. Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you. ULTY, already did that one. Ohio, how you doing? What kind of trading stream is this? Dividend investing for weekly cash flow. What about AONC? Never heard of it. Well, it is backwards. Slim Monkey, yes. We had this conversation last night. Are we going to have the exact same conversation every night for those of you on YouTube? Okay, so those of you on YouTube or X, okay, if there is a way to invert or mirror the camera for YouTube audience or Twitter audience, let me know. I got no problem with it whatsoever. Now, TikTok is simple. You press the button, hit the mirror the camera, and it flips it around. Well, YouTube doesn't offer that. If you don't like it on YouTube, go to TikTok. They're normal. All right, so let's do Dollar General. Dollar General, here we go. Dollar General, the high, the low, where was it? Where is it? Look at the motion. Down, up, sideways. Okay, it's not at the high, it's not at the low. Fine, we go to step number 2. Step number 2 is looking at the numbers. The current price, 112.31. Well, the closest strike price is going to be the 112. All right, well, the 112 is going for 186. Well, that's more than 1%. All right, well, let's take a deeper dive into the numbers. Because I'm doing it by the numbers, by the book. You remember paint by, who remembers paint by numbers? Okay, 1 is red, 2 is blue, 3 is green, 4 is yellow, that type of thing. So 1, the 1-year chart. 2 are the numbers. 3, deeper dive into the chart. Let's take a look. Okay, you need the glasses for that one. A year ago, Dollar General was at 126.29. The high of the year, middle of July, 135.77. Well, here's the bottom right here. In January, the 16th of January, 66.43. Well, from January, look at that nice upward movement. There was a few corrections, okay. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, blah, blah, blah. We know how it works. But basically, the 90-day up and then sideways. Great. Well, let's take a look at the 30-day. Is it still a good buying opportunity? Well, because the whole chart changes completely as soon as you change. So we want to go to May 19th. Right there. All right, you ready? Looks totally different, right? The high, the low, where was it? Where is it? Look at this. Up, down, gap up, sideways. Is this a good opportunity here? Well, 2 things. Number 1, it's either creating a new trading range between the 110 and the 115, the new trading range, or there's going to be profit taking and bringing it back to the old trading range, which is right here. 95 to 102. Okay, so there's the old trading range here. She gaps up, new trading range. Which one is it? Well, we don't know until time passes. So right now, we're halfway in the old trading range and halfway into the new trading range. All right, hold tight for a second. We got one more chart to look at. That is the seasonality. Now, let me briefly explain to you. Stocks move for 2 reasons. 2 reasons only. 2 reasons. That's it. You ready? Here we go. Reason number 1 is called an unknown reason. Isn't that weird? It's called an unknown reason. Well, what is that? An unknown reason could be an act of God. Hurricane, tornado, flood, earthquake, volcano, acts of God, something you cannot plan for. Oh, here's one. How about an accident nobody saw coming? The Exxon Valdez crashed in the Northwest, spilled oil all over the place. Big, huge disaster. The Exxon stock dropped like a rock. Same thing with British Petroleum. It sprung a leak in the Gulf of America, dropped like a rock. Apple had a big lawsuit, huge lawsuit in Europe. Stock dropped like a rock. 3M had a lawsuit last year. Their stock dropped. Nobody saw them coming. An unknown reason. Okay? So, what is a known reason? You got the unknown reason, you got a known reason. We know why they're moving. Well, what is that? Well, here we go. Are you ready? Reasons that we know why stocks move. Earnings. They're on the calendar. Dividends. They're on the calendar too. Stock splits. They're on the calendar. Here's one. Seasonality. Does anybody know what seasonality is? Nope. News is not, you cannot set your, you can't set your trading by news. That's an unknown reason. Okay, news is unknown because it just pops up. And, oh, what do we do about it? That's reaction. Okay, so you have to react to something you don't know. But a dividend is written down. Quarterly reports. What do you call those? Earnings. Earnings reports. Dividends. They're written down. We know when they're happening. Seasonality. Winter, spring, summer, fall. Certain stocks react directly to Christmas, New Year's, summer, winter, fall. Why do all oil stocks go up in March and April? Somebody's got to know this one. Okay. Now, in the northern countries, it gets cold in the winter. Well, guess what? You can buy heating oil any day of the week, 365 days a year. You can buy heating oil. But are you using heating oil in June, July, and August? Probably not. We all turn our oil burners, our furnaces, heating oil, on in December, in January. So what happens in April, March and April? Your tanks are empty. And we're all filling up at the same time. Now, you can buy initially anytime you want, but refilling is always in March and April. That's when the oil stocks are the highest. Mike. Mike made a comment. Thank you, Mike. What do we have over here? Okay, news. Hey, Rod, what's happening? Okay. Your sign above you is a mirroring image. I can't read it clearly. I want to participate. I'm new and unsure of the rules. Okay. The 2008 crash. Yep. Do you guys talking about long-term or short-term? Short-term, A-Rod. Weekly options. Strictly short-term. 5, 10 days, 15 tops. That's it. I'm missing a bunch of these questions. Where are we? All right, so we're still going over Dollar General. So to answer your question, way over here, I'm a little uncomfortable with Dollar General only because I don't know, are we entering a new trading range? Okay, are we entering a new trading range? Or is the stock going to come down back to the old trading range? So it's a tough call. You have to decide. So that being said, let's take a look at the seasonality chart. Now, for those of you who don't know what a seasonality chart or ever seen one, well, here we go. All the way to the left, January 1st. All the way to the right, December 31st. It's the whole year. Now, the blue line here represents the movement this year. See how it's going up nicely? That's just this year. The red line up here is 10 years average movement. how has the stock moved consistently year after year after year? What does the stock normally do this time of year? Well, where are we? We're right here. The end of June, beginning of July. We're coming to the halfway point of the year. So let's zoom in and see what can we expect from Dollar General. Well, I don't know about you, but that looks pretty darn good. See, we're right here, 618. That's today. Okay, nice upward trend. And then by the middle of July, she's going to level out. Well, I don't mind that at all. I like Dollar General. I don't mind to learn swing trading. All right, A-Rod, nice, because I do day trading. Okay, A-Rod, I don't do day trading. I do investing for income. I'm an income trader. All righty? All right, so I hope that helped you out a little bit. That being said, let's take a look. Let's take a look at Dollar General at the 113 level. All right, I think we already did this, didn't we? Okay, change it to covered stock. Do the 113 right there. Let's get rid of this. Okay, one contract. Okay, at the market, because I want to fill instantly. Here we go. Buy one covered call, Dollar General 100, that's the weekly. 27 June 25, that option's going to expire next Friday. Not tomorrow, next Friday, the 27th. The $113 call option against the stock at the market to open to open. Nope, not stuttering, not repeating myself. To open means there are two trades. We're opening two trades. Buying the stock, that's one. Selling the option, that's two. Think of it this way. I'm buying the stock, New York. Wall Street, New York, that's where you buy options. That's where you buy stocks, sorry. Chicago Board of Options, the option, Chicago. So I'm buying the stock, New York, buying the option, I'm selling the option, selling the option, Chicago. Okay, so what am I hoping? I'm hoping the stock just stays the same right where it is. And I'm hoping I just collect my $211 and be on my happy way. And that's $211 for each contract. Well, my investment's $11,000. So what's the rate of return there? So I bring up my calculator, clear that. 211 is the profit. Divide that by the investment, 1189 comes to a grand total of 1.9% for 1 week. I heard options can be very profitable. Absolutely, A-Rod. Do you always check all these charts before you enter position? Absolutely. Now, it sounds like you think it's a slow process. Well, let me show you and show you how quick it actually can be. So I'm not quite sure over here. Does that make sense or not? Do you like Dollar General? Does it make sense to you? See, I love Dollar General. I got no problem with it whatsoever. So Eagle 18. Let me quickly show you, and I'm going to go over 5 or 6 stocks, and I'll show you how quick it should be. Because when I say, hey, everybody, this is James from the Dividend Stock Talk, brought to you by the 10-minute trader, 10 minutes is all it take. Okay? What do we have here? Consider companies with a consistent drive internally for profitability, and it executes. Dave, you already said that earlier. Thoughts on Visa move due to a stable coin bill. Okay, we'll take a look at that one. Those are monthlies. Show me a better performing one, my friend. Okay, I already did that one. All right, let's keep on going. Hey, it's Blake. What's happening, Blake? How are you today? All right, let's keep on moving. Do you do foreign stocks? No, I do not do foreign stocks. OB, could you share what the typical drawdown on a stock is when you get a margin called? Thanks again. I try to avoid margin calls if possible. Avocado likes JEPQ. Dude, do me a favor. Okay, avocado. whatever financial website you use, go in and check how consistent, how many years has JEPQ increased its dividends without going backwards. That means higher, 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 higher. Come back with that number and we'll take a deep dive into JEPQ and look at everything you want to look at. Okay, Skit. Sherwin-Williams is a monthly. Sherwin-Williams is a no. Okay, Arias. J. Arias. Coca-Cola. Let me get out of all this, get back to where we were. And Arias wants to take a look at Coca-Cola. KO. Now, I'm going to say no. Now, I'm saying no for a reason. Or should I say not this week? Okay? Here's your high right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 down days in a row. Now, don't get me wrong. I love Coca-Cola. It's a dividend king. They've increased their dividends for more than 5 decades. Okay? They've been in business for over 100 years. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty confident. And I'm not quite sure how many people in the audience will disagree. I think the next 20 years, Coca-Cola is going to still make Coca-Cola. Just a guess. I could be wrong. I mean, after 140 years, they might say, yeah, let's make something else. You never know. They might do that. I doubt it, but they might. I just been new, and I feel like do well now after losing close to 2,000 in day trading, but I don't mind to learn options. All right, A-Rod. It's on Buffett's list. Eagle 18. What's on Buffett's list? Eagle 18. Do you always check? Yep. Okay. All right. Okay, Obi, what is a typical drawdown? Now, I'm not 100% sure what you mean by the typical drawdown, because there really isn't a typical drawdown. I buy stocks, I look as they're moving. If they're moving the direction I want, great, I'll get them. If they're moving the way I'm not wanting, like this, I'll wait and watch. I love Coca-Cola. As soon as Coca-Cola finds the bottom, see, look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4 days. They're looking for the bottom. As soon as the bottom shows up, it will most likely turn around and go back up again. Okay? Usually. People look for organics unless Coca-Cola start making truly good products. A-Rod, you know what? You can say whatever you want about Coca-Cola. You can like it, you can dislike it. But it is arguably, I mean, you can't argue it, because it is the number one soft drink on the planet. You can argue all you want. It just is. Okay? I like it. I'm just saying. I hear you just saying. I do. And you're right. There are a bunch of tree huggers that prefer Coca-Cola to use natural sweeteners. Okay? Coca-Cola tried that. Didn't work. So they went back to the old recipe. The old recipe has been working for over 100 years. Why change? It's weird. People are weird. If it's working fine, leave it alone. A-Rod, you work in the restaurant business? A-Rod, I was in the restaurant business for decades. Okay, I worked at a place called the Kapok Tree. Now, the Kapok Tree was, I think, one of the largest open seating dining rooms around. It sat 1,200 people. We had 125 waiters. You imagine that? 125 waiters. Now, we'd have contests, weekly contests. Those who had the highest average got to pick their stations. Okay? I only made it to the top 10 list 3 times. So I got to pick my station 3 times. It was always Andrew and Rob. Andrew always outsold everybody. Everybody knew Andrew. And then Rob, well, he was just very charismatic and he was selling shit out of stuff. So I made a top 10 list 3 times. That was it. Out of 125, I think it's not that bad. But yeah, I was a waiter for a long time. OMG, I just ran 75 people today as a server. Could you share what you are main things to be mindful of when you're using margin. Thank you. OB, I tell people always, never, 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 never use margin until you understand the risks involved. You're borrowing someone else's money to play trading with. You probably shouldn't do that unless you know the risks involved. Don't be investing other people's money until you know what you're doing. The risk, don't get me wrong, margin's great. It's 2 for the price of 1. Well, it also works the opposite direction. Because if you're right, you make $2 for every $1 stock goes up. But if you're wrong, you lose $2 for every dollar the stock goes down. And on a market crash or a pullback, which happens, okay, there's a market crash every 10 years. Every decade, there's been a market crash. So don't do it if you don't understand it. Hey, Rod, I would just add to my cash account and never play margin unless I have millions. Whether you have millions or whether you have thousands, losing is losing, no matter how you look at it. How do you like TMC? What the heck is TMC? Is that Turner Moving Classics? I don't know, TMC.
Could you also explain the mechanisms of buying a covered call and selling a covered call?
Absolutely. Now, we don't sell covered call. Oh, I don't sell covered calls. Okay? I don't think I've ever sold a covered call. I bought them. I don't think I've ever sold one. Let's do one on, do you want to do it on Dollar General? That's what I was thinking. Do you want me to do one on Dollar General so you can get an idea for it?
Yeah, sure, anything's fine.
Okay, let's pull up Dollar General again. Hold on. The Metals Company. Never heard of it. Yeah, that's why. TMC, it was less than $1 last year. So explain to me, if you can, this thing's less than $1 last year. How can it possibly have 2 decades of increased profits being less than $1 last year? No, I find it hard to believe. Let's go back to Dollar General and do a covered call. All right, so we're going to do the covered call on the 12. We'll do the 12s. All right, first thing I want to do is change my trading platform from single to covered stock. Okay, here's all the different trading strategies. Now, I only give away one for free. That's it, just one, and that's the covered stock. It's simple, it's safe, it's predictable, it's easy. Okay, that's the only reason I share this one, because it's simple and it's safe, and it's the one I showed my 9-year-old daughter because she needed simple, safe, predictable, consistent, and no way to lose. All right, so here we go. Change it to covered stock right here. Now, remember I said I wanted to do the 112s because currently the stock right here, 112.31 is the last traded price. So the 112s right here, 113.59. Okay, buy right there. Then I got to decide how many shares do I want? 100, 500, 2,100, 5,000? How many? Well, let's find out. Let's do just one contract. Okay, now I always entering at market because entering at the market gives me, oh, holy cow, this one's not working. How can I have cords that don't work? Okay, this one, that one, where are my freaking cords? Oh no. Okay, that one, I'm getting cordless. This one. All right. No. Come on. There we go, now it's charging. All right, so one covered call, Dollar General, 27 June 25, that's next Friday. The 112 call option against the Dollar General stock at the market to open. Here's the profit, 162.50. Here's what my investment is, 11,038. So let's do the math. Get the calculator. 162.50. And we're going to divide it by the cost of the trade, including commissions and fees, 11,000 11,038. 11,038 gives me a grand total of 1.47%. If you like Dollar General, of course. It always comes down to, do I like this company? Does it make sense? For me, that's what it comes down to. Do I like, oh yeah, I love Dollar General. Do I like it at 113? Well, of course I do. It all looks good. Okay? All right, what else we have here? Uh-oh. We got questions and that's it. All I learned, honestly. Okay, I'm bad with spelling. Sorry. What do you trade on? Okay, what do we have? A-Rod. All right, we did that one. I do it since last December. Okay. You lose Webull. All right, I don't use Webull. I've never looked at it, but I'm sure it's there somewhere. Okay, I don't do foreign stocks. Golden Tea, how are you doing? Arius, we already looked at Coca-Cola. The difference between a call versus a covered call. Well, besides the wording, a call is the right, not the obligation, to buy a stock at a certain price at a certain date. A covered call, well, it kind of goes with a stock, which means you could buy that particular stock at this price by this date. Well, it means you're covered. It means you actually have the stock to put up with it. Well, a covered call, you're selling the call option. A call option, well, usually people just buy call options. What platform you trading with? A-Rod, I'm using Thinkorswim, which is with Charles Schwab. Okay, yeah, Charles Schwab. The platform's called Thinkorswim. All right, let's get out of there. Let's get out of there. Let's get out of there. And let's finish answering questions because it's almost 11:30. And I quit at 11:30. So let's take a look. So we got all the questions over here. YouTube, Brian, I held Zim shipping. There was dividends were huge for years, but the stock itself was crazy with price swings. Yeah, but the dividends were consistent. AONC. What the heck is AONC? Never heard of it. AONC. Hell no. That was quick, wasn't it? Mercy. You remind me of my sister's grumpy college professor. Thank you. Hey, are you into cryptocurrency? Not at all. AGCO? Nope, not even going to do it. Is Thinkorswim completely free to use as well as its paper trading version? Okay, Tiny Coco, you can download it and you can use it free for about a month or two, but eventually you are going to have to call them and talk to them and tell them your intentions. I keep on using it, yes or no? A-Rod, checklist. What we should look for tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday. Okay, Friday, I don't look at new stocks. Friday, I look at the stocks I picked up on Monday and see what should I do. Okay, so what did I pick up on Monday? I think we picked up Apple, Humana, ASO, Mara, not Dollar General, and what was that other one? Kroger. We're not buying anything tomorrow. We're just taking a look at what did I do Monday? What is it at now? What should I do next? I have two goals. 2, consistency of profitability and preservation of my capital. I do not have the luxury of being wrong. And no, A-Rod, it's not advice. I don't give it, well, I give a little bit of advice. Number 1, I say don't trade real money. Use paper money first, perfect it first before you put real money on the line. And 2, what's the second one? Oh, don't use margin unless you understand the risks of understanding. Okay, unless you understand the risks involved with margin. We play almost the same game, option and day trading, just a little different. Yeah, probably. But here's the thing. I'm 61. I have no desire whatsoever to sit in front of my computer all day. Now, I could make a lot of money sitting in front of my computer all day. I did that years ago. And then I wake up in the morning, I'm on my computer. I get off my computer, and it's time to go to bed. That's not the life I want to live at this point in my life. This point in my life, I'm going to hang out with my mom, going to hang out with my kids, I'm going to hang out with my grandson. Mom's not going to be around here for much longer. You know, she's in her 80s, and she's slipping. Okay? So I want to spend as much time as I can because eventually she's not going to be here. I'll be here for 10, 20, 30 years, I hope. All right, Kroger earnings in the morning. Yeah, I know that. I like Kroger. Okay, I've seen positive earnings where stocks go down. I've seen negative earnings where stocks go up. I'm okay with owning Kroger at 66. Does it go up? Great. If it goes down, don't really care. I own some shares. They give me a rate of return every week. Okay, if the stock goes down, well, we'll deal with it then. I like Kroger. No intention on selling it. I sleep only 3-4 hours at best every 5 days while I'm trading. Yeah, good luck with that one. Thank you, A-Rod. Okay, so we looked at Sherwin-Williams. For real, thank you. Just purchased a 1-month subscription. Yay, Eric, way to go. Now, Eric, did you do it here on TikTok or did you do it where it actually counts? Because here on TikTok, I have no clue what subscription here on TikTok is going to get you. Nothing. I have no idea. Okay? My morning trading group, well, that's at a Patreon. Uh-oh. Brian, ExxonMobil still seems good. Where was it? Where is it? Still has room, I think. Ooh, ExxonMobil. XOM. No. Brian, I have no idea what you're looking at. Take a look. Okay, 101 to 115, that's 11%, brother. It's 11% move from here to here. Don't get me wrong, I love ExxonMobil. Wait a couple of weeks. It's going to come back down and then turn around and go back up again. JP Morgan, we'll have to check it later. We're at 11:30. Okay, time to delete. Oh, volatilidad. I have no idea what it means. I appreciate you having this screen on your context. Thank you. Netflix, hell no. Or volatility. Yep, got it. QDTE, nope. Ford, Laurie, we'll have to take a look at it tomorrow. Gorazabadowski, Bank of America, take a look at it later. Oden, I don't do cryptocurrency. I don't do SPY. JP Morgan, we'll look at it later. No need to keep saying Bitcoin. He will see it eventually. Thank you, Talon. How is SVO? What the heck is SVO? If I have to say what the heck is something, it's probably going to be a no. Oh, take a look. SVO has no options. No. Okay, BTC, no. Costco, a little out of my price range. Kroger earnings, yep, I already did that one. MSTY pays a hefty monthly dividend. User 2530073614353. Do yourself a favor. Go take a look at a website that has financial data on MSTY. Then take a look at how consistently have they increased their dividends over the last 2 decades. And then get back to me. AGCO, no idea. CHD, no idea. Apple, we'll have to take a look at it tomorrow. Ethan, I'm Russian Orthodox. Kagdala, Borzosta. Okay, because I work dedicated, I'm still learning to trade. What's the market looking like for tomorrow? AMD, Advanced. Wait a minute. Advanced Micro Devices and United Airlines. Okay, you have fun with that. We really appreciate you. Thank you, A-Rod. Community needs you 100%. You're welcome. Thank you. MDT, Medtronics. I love Medtronics. What are you up to? Oh, I'm up to the same thing every day. How's Schlumberger? Well, don't know. We're past 11:30, so I'm not going to look at anything new. I'm just going to answer questions. You can hold the stock at 19 and sell an in-the-money call at 12 to lock in profits. Yes, you can. Odin, I told you I don't do Bitcoin. What are the drawdowns like? The drawdowns are like any investment. Anytime you put money on the line, you're risking something. Well, here's the thing. The risk that I'm taking with the stocks that I look at companies that are 50 years old, 100 years old. More than likely, a company like Home Depot, Lowe's, Kroger, IBM, AT&T, Verizon, ExxonMobil, any one of those stocks that have proven their worth, that have been in business for more than 5 decades, are consistently profitable. Well, what's wrong with those? I don't see the drawdown. The only drawdown would be is if you sell at a loss. How do you personally decide the amount of stocks you'll be allocating on your trades in every week? Well, it's always by the numbers. Okay, we already looked at Walgreens. What's my net worth? Bro ain't making 1%. Ooh, I love negative people. I do. Momenstein. Okay. You get dividend payments even if you hold for a week. You can hold it for 2 days and get dividends. You got to buy. Oh, hold on a second. You got to buy it before the EX date. All right. Who said that question? Wes. Calendar. June 2025. Each one of these little green dots represents a company that's getting ready to pay a dividend. All you have to do, if you want to collect the dividend, buy it before the green dot. Okay? General Dynamics, Ben Franklin, Medtronics, T. Rowe Price, Albemarle, Coca-Cola, any one of these companies. You want the dividend, you have to buy it before the green dot. That's the EX date. Hold it past the date of record and then sell it. That's where you can collect the dividend. It's called dividend capturing. Okay, Katie, how you doing? Okay, WB88. I was wondering, what is your win rate on these options? I'm Canadian and I love the strategy. I am also new here. Okay, Will, thank you. Now, Will, I share every single one of my trades online so you can see everything that I have bought, everything that I have sold. Okay, right here, the 10-minute trader. Here are all my trades. Okay, what do we have here? Week 14 of the year, week 1, quarter 2, March 31st, April 4th. Okay, here's all my trades. U.S. Steel, Kohl's, Advanced Auto Parts, Foot Locker, Kohl's, Macy's, Riley, Riot, Foot Locker, U.S. Steel. Okay, time stamped over here. What kind of a trade it was, how many there were, what the strike price was, what the profit is. You can add it up yourself. Okay, go out of there, and here we go. What is this one again? Week 14, March 31st, April 4th. Okay, week 1, account 1, 3.01%, 2.4, 2.7. That's week, what the hell is it? Week 14. Week 13, 3.1, 1.2, 1.3, 2.1. Ooh, check it out. I didn't get 1% here, 0.62. I only made $1,100 that week in this account. Oh, look at this one. Even worse, 0.39. $804 on this account. Okay, 2.2, 2.8, 2.3, 4.1, 4.9, 1.9. You can check it out yourself. Every single trade I make, win, lose, or draw, is there. Have I lost this year? Yeah, I lost 3 trades. 3. That's it. Out of each one of these trades I've done, you can look at all of them. And now, I have 7 accounts. I only share 3 of them publicly. These 3 right here. Okay, take a look. They're all there, all posted, all these trades just this year. Over, 200-300 trades. I lost 3, and 3 times I didn't hit 1%.
I also think you did not explain selling the covered call yet. You did explain the buying one with the Dollar General trade.
No, I already did that one. Well, we bought it at 113. We sold the 113s and picked up 1.4%. You didn't see that?
I mean selling the covered call, not buying the covered call.
Selling. So it means when you already own the stock. Okay, so if I already,
I think so. I'm confused.
okay, so there's a difference between buying a covered call and selling a covered call. So buying a covered call, you have to buy the stock and then you sell the option against it. Now, selling a covered call, you're selling the stock and buying the option. It's totally opposite. I've never, ever, ever sold a covered call. They're there, you can do it. I've never done one because I've never seen the reasoning for it. I like to stick at something that's simple and easy. I buy the stock, I sell the option against it. That's called buying a covered call. Now, when I already own the stock, okay, and I don't have an option against it, well, then I sell an option against it, and that's just selling an option against a position I already have. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, I think so. Thank you.
Okay, yeah, so when I own a stock, if I own like 400 or 500 shares, that will allow me to sell 400 or 500 call stock options against it. So I don't have to buy the stock at that time because I already own it. That makes sense?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
All right. Trouble with feed tonight. I have no idea what that means, Eric. I was wondering, what's my win rate? Over 90%. And I am new here. Okay. Explain how a covered call is better than a bear put spread. G, let me see if I can explain this one time and one time only. Okay. I know what a bear call spread is. I know what a bear call put is. I know what a four-cornered option trade is. I know what a cross margining trade is. I know all of it. I only give away one trading strategy, and that's this one here. Okay, a covered call. It's the only one I'm giving away for free. And I think I'm more going above and beyond. I will show you everything there is about a covered call and how to make a simple, safe, predictable, consistent 1% per week. If you want more than that, you're going to have to sign up and pay for it. Terribly sorry. Point blank. I got to draw the line somewhere. And the line in the sand here is I'm giving away for free a trading strategy created for a 9-year-old. Simple, safe, predictable, consistent 1% per week. Okay? How do I learn these? Keep coming back. Keep asking questions. Without catalyst and not having news, I need news in the beginning of the week. Okay. Terry, what's happening? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right, so let's keep on going. I'm almost done with these questions. Uh-oh. Sanillo actually got it right. What's the third guarantee? There's 3 guarantees in life. He was the only one who got it right. 3 guarantees. Death. Okay, death, taxes, disappointment. 3 guarantees. Trouble with the feed tonight? Nope. Explain how covered call. Okay, I already did that one. Bear call spread. Yep, did that one. Did that one, did that one, did that one. Disappointment. Yep, the Sanillo got that one right. This is extremely helpful. I retired last year. I want to do this in my own. Appreciate this. LL Cool Avery, what's happening, brother? Disappointment, for sure. Absolutely. Seasonality chart is a thing for this reason. Yep, absolutely. Dan, thanks, James. I'm learning a lot. Cool beans. Eric, Siri, ask me tomorrow. Have you ever been shorted premiums on Schwab? Of course. Recently retired. I found you 1 day ago. Do you have a paid program to learn? Yep. I tell you what, LL Cool Avery, I promise everyone every night I'm not going to try to sell anyone anything. But you asked, send me a DM with your phone number. I'll give you a call, walk you through the whole thing. It might be for you, it might not. It's not for everyone. Okay? What we're looking for specifically, simple, safe, predictable, consistent 1% a week that takes less than 10 minutes a day. 10 minutes a day for 1% a week. You might not get 10 minutes a day right away, but after a couple of weeks, it's like anything else, like riding a bike, driving a car. It takes a couple of times before you get it. Bro, peak at BAC, Bank of America, JPM, and BAR. Not tonight, sorry. SMCY, okay. Have I looked at Verizon? Not today, I haven't. So covered calls is the name of the game. Kinda. It's specifically covered calls on pre-qualified dividend stocks at the right time. There's a lot more things that go into it than just that. So options look hard to me because you have to predict for a longer time. No, 5 days. Can you trade more than 1 or 2 ticker? Yeah, I have at least 20 of them. What's the recommended startup capital for this covered call? Sunhello, it's all different. Okay, Eric, how do you sign up? Same thing. Go. I promise I try not to sell anything. I do, unless somebody asks me specifically. You're the second person to ask me. Now, I normally never do a sale at the end of the day. Never do. But if you're asking, go to the 10MinuteTrader, okay? The10MinuteTrader.com. The link's in the bio. The 10MinuteTrader. Right there on the very first page, big, huge black letters, live trading daily. Just click on that and I'll walk you right through the whole thing. How is a covered call better than a bull put spread? Gee, I never said that. Gee, did you actually hear me specifically say what you said I just said? I didn't say it. Okay? Don't put words in my mouth. It makes me a little unhappy. Okay? I did not say it was better. I said it was simple. I said it was safe, is what I said. You mentioned that you have 1,000 videos. Where would I watch them? YouTube? There's over 1,000 on YouTube. There's a couple of hundred on TikTok. Okay. Can you show me your P&L for last week or month? Hey, Rod, go right here. Hey, Rod, right here. See, right at the top. Oh, all the way at the top. All right, week 24, June 9th to June 13th. Okay, this is where we are right now. Week 24. June 16th to June 20th. Okay, we're in this week right now, so I haven't posted these yet. But here are the numbers right here. Okay, account 1, account 2, account 3. Account 1, 151, 143, 114. Well, look at the rates of return so far. 57, 46, 63. Okay, add them up. They're right there. Click on one. Anyone. Pick a number, any number. There they are. Okay. Here's every single trade I made. The timestamp is even there. All right. I think I am done. Oh, done on TikTok. Woohoo! This one over here. Can't see your screen. Screen's right there. Okay. Now, A-Rod. You're new here. This screen here, that screen there is live on YouTube. Why not just do it in one account? Dan, you're a very trusting person. I have 7 accounts. Yeah, no, that was right. 7 accounts. The reason I have 7 accounts, I don't trust the government. I don't trust anyone. So if someone takes 1 or 2 or 3 of my accounts, okay, I have the other ones. So, A-Rod, this screen, live on YouTube. The link is in the bio. Go to the10minutetrader.com on YouTube to see it. I know you good. Okay, we'll do admin. Okay, thank you. All right, week 25. No, Mikey, we're in week 24. No, wait a minute. Are we? Week 24, week 25? Could be. Week 25. Okay. Because week 26 is next week. And that's the end of the half of the year. What's the recommendation side of capital? Okay, Sanillo, it's different for everyone. I started off in the 90s with $12,000. That was in the 90s I started. Okay. Covered calls have a significant loss when stock crashes. Bear call spreads are same defined losses. G, I'm going to disagree with you. And the reason, G, I'm going to disagree with you, a covered call, basically you buy the stock, which means you own the stock, which means you control the stock. Now, when I sell a call option, it becomes a covered call because I own the stock. Now, if the stock crashes, that option expires worthless. The stock, I still own it. I don't lose anything until I agree to sell it for less than I paid for it. And if you've been paying attention, G, I got 5 rules. Rule number 2 is never, ever sell at a loss. I'm not buying the stocks for stock appreciation. I'm buying them for cash flow. I always have a hard time. Can someone tell me your name in YouTube? The 10-Minute Trader. Dude, it's right up in the left-hand corner. Okay, right up in the left-hand corner, you click on the bio. It'll say James 4078 or Dividend Stock Talk, one of those. But there will be a link to the 10-Minute Trader. All right? Every video you ever see me do. Hey everybody, my name is James. This is Dividend Stock Talk brought to you by the 10-Minute Trader. Today we're looking at this. Always start with the same. My name is James. This is Dividend Stock Talk brought to you by the 10-Minute Trader. All right, so I'm done. Questions there, and we're done right here. Last but not least, here we go. Oh, look, okay, down. AO and C, we already did that one. Am I a full-time trader? No, I trade about an hour a day. That's it. The Dollar General trade was a little confusing to me. The stock was going up to what seemed to be the 30-day high. Absolutely right. We're just using it as an example. All right, Brian, do you think the market as a whole is in a bubble territory and we should wait for a downturn to ladder in long-term investments? Brian, we're all on a different, my goodness. We're all on a different journey. What's right for me may not be right for you. Now, here's the thing. I said this earlier. If I buy, let's say IBM, right now, if it's trading at $100, I'll buy it at $100. If the stock drops down to 50 in a crash or correction or whatever, I'm still going to hold on to it at 50. And then I'll sell covered calls at 52, 54, not where the market is, a little further out, so I have some cash flow coming in. All right. Sunny flow. Is it FX profitable for some people or indexes? Oh, or is it just a mirage? Okay, Sanillo, I have no idea exactly what you're talking about. Is it FX profitable for some people? I have no idea what that means. I mean, I understand the words, but the context is just not coming through. Is it FX profitable for some people? What do you, okay, I'm next. Music. I really need to split screen and screen share your monitor because nobody can read your mirror TV on the wall. Well, that's why it's live on YouTube. Go to YouTube, watch on your big screen TV. If you're on your mobile phone or mobile device, you're not going to see these tiny numbers. You need a bigger screen to look at it, either on a computer or a big screen TV. That's why this is live on YouTube. And until someone, anyone, I don't care who it is, until someone can tell me how to mirror the image on YouTube, lives, stuck the way it is, until someone can tell me. A bear call spread, limited risk, low capital, covered call, unlimited loss, and high capital. Okay, G, we can go around all day long. Okay, we can, seriously. Now, I'm going to explain something to you, and hopefully you get it this time, because I'm tired of the little game you're playing. I understand what a bear call spread is. But what you're missing, you're right, it has a limited risk. However, a bear call spread takes two options. Both are going to expire at some point in time. Okay? A covered call. I own the stock. I sell a call option against it. Eventually, that call option will either expire in the money, which means I make a profit. If the stock drops, this option will expire worthless. However, I own the stock. Even though the stock value is down, I still own it, which means I still get the dividends. I still get the opportunity to get a weekly cash flow from it, from the weekly options. Regardless, if I buy the stock at 100 and it drops down to 10, guess what? I didn't lose a penny, and I can sell the 11s, the 12s, the 13s to create cash flow. And guess what? Considering I didn't sell, even though I bought it at 100, now it's worth 10, I'm still going to get the dividends from the company, and the dividends consistently increase. That's why I only do dividend stocks. Absolute worst case scenario, I'm getting higher and higher and higher dividends. The risk comes in if you use margin money. Because if you're using margin money and the stock drops below 50%, you're going to have a margin call. Okay? However, if it's all cash, you can buy it at $100 and it can drop down to $1. You do not lose a penny until you decide to sell it for less than what you paid for it. Rule number 2, never sell at a loss. And I'm trying to think of the right word without insulting you, but I feel like you need to be insulted because you're just not paying attention. Okay? Now, just because the stock drops doesn't mean I lose anything. You're not paying attention because you want to be proven right. Fine, you're right. Now let's move on. Fine, wonderful. You do what you want to do. My God, this is interesting. Do you have a course? Of course I do. Brian, how are you doing? The text and your graphs are all oh my God. Michael, if you can figure out or tell me how to mirror the image on YouTube, I'll be more than glad to change it. But until you do, please take it away for what it is. A-Rod, thank you. You're welcome. Okay, what's the name on YouTube? Is it the10MinuteTrader.com? You got to put the .com in there because somebody else came in with the 10-Minute Trader after I did. If you look it up, I've had the 10-Minute Trader for about 20 years. I've had that name registered for about 20 years. And some guy comes in and he changes it to the 10-Minute Trader with almost the exact same thing. You got it? Thank you, A-Rod. Are you aware your square is flipped? Oh, Cody, I'm not. Any penny stocks? No. How do you feel about investing mainly S&P? Like, no. Nope, don't. Take a look at the numbers for the S&P. Not as profitable as you think. Nick, how you doing, Nick? Make money with old Bitcoins. Yep, no thank you. Nick, how you doing? All right, do you make me a mod once I make the trades work? No idea, Travis. He only uses dividends as a gauge for profitability. Thank you, Gary. Okay, but when am I the mod here? You're not. Sounds like BS. What about me being the mod? Okay, Travis, I don't know who you are. We've never had a conversation. Let ignite this fraud talk and make me the mod. Okay, Travis, like I said, I have no idea who you are. Until I do, it's a no. Some people do good in options on S&P index. Yeah, they do. I don't do the S&P index. If you take a good look at the numbers behind the S&P, you would do. Okay, you know what? It's 5 minutes of 12. I'm usually done at 11:30. You guys have a great night. So you guys over here, see you guys at 2:30 tomorrow. Okay, live trading, 2:30 tomorrow. See you guys later. End meeting. Okay, done. Over here, done. You guys have a great day. And right here, closed, done, ended, lovely. Okay, here, TikTok. You guys have a great night. And I will talk to you tomorrow. Come on. And now, and down here. Wow. Sorry, you guys on YouTube. Way too many questions, way off base. Holy cow.